respect her.
She didn't like that.
You can't stop her, can you?
It's this way, honey.
What do you think?
Thrilled.
There, no,
Rainey,
stop.
I'm going to die, seriously. Spots are closing in on my eyes.
For years, the world knew them as the tight-knit family who conquered the Alaskan wilderness. The Brown family, stars of the hit show Alaskan Bush People, presented a united front against the elements, a symbol of resilience and off-grid purity. But behind the carefully crafted image of family harmony, a dark and disturbing drama has been unfolding, one that threatens to shatter their legacy forever. The bonds that once seemed unbreakable have not just frayed, they have violently snapped. Now Noah Brown, once the family's quiet inventor, has broken his silence with a series of shocking allegations against his own mother, Ami, and his youngest sister, Rain. In what can only be described as a desperate plea, Noah has painted a horrifying picture of a family matriarch allegedly in the grips of heavy drug and alcohol abuse, manipulated by her own daughter. He claims his mother's health is rapidly deteriorating under a cloud of substance abuse and betrayal. Stay tuned as we unravel the disturbing details of Noah's claims, the cascading legal troubles, and the family conflict that has reached a terrifying boiling point. The drama erupted into public view not with a whisper, but with a desperate call to law enforcement. In early 2025, Noah Brown contacted police to request a welfare check on his mother, Ami, and his sister, Rain. The details contained within that report were more shocking than any plotline the reality show had ever conceived. Noah alleged that his 61-year-old mother, a cancer survivor whose health is a constant source of public concern, was couch surfing with Rain and her husband, Josiah Lorton. He told police he had received a disjointed message that sparked immense fear. His allegations were terrifyingly specific. He claimed Ami was drinking heavily, was off her meds, and most alarmingly, was using methamphetamine allegedly supplied by Rain and Josiah. This wasn't just a son worried about his mother. This was a son alleging a life-or-death crisis, claiming Ami's health was visibly and rapidly deteriorating. He didn't stop there. He accused Rain of actively preventing their mother from taking her necessary medications and warned officers that Rain's husband, Josiah, was known to always carry firearms. These were not vague rumors. They were specific, damning allegations from a son against his own family, documented in official records and setting the stage for a family war. To understand the weight of Noah's alleged fears, you have to look at the long and public history of Ami Brown's health struggles. This isn't just a family disagreement. It's about a woman whose life has hung in the balance for years, a story that has earned prayers from millions. In 2017, the family and their viewers were rocked by the news that Ami had been diagnosed with advanced lung cancer. The prognosis was grim, with doctors giving her a mere 3% chance of survival. The family relocated from Alaska to a ranch in Washington state to be closer to medical care for Ami's grueling treatment. Her remission in 2018 was hailed as a miracle and became a cornerstone of their narrative. The Browns could overcome anything. However, the shadow of that illness never fully receded. The battle with cancer took a permanent toll on her lungs, leaving her vulnerable. In March of 2024, Ami was hospitalized with a severe case of pneumonia. Less than a year later, in February 2025, crisis struck again. Ami was rushed to the emergency room with severe trouble breathing. Her children, Bear and Snowbird, shared harrowing updates. Snowbird explained that their mother had to be medically evacuated to a larger, more specialized hospital. Bear later revealed how serious it was. Ami's condition had worsened to the point where doctors placed her on a breathing tube and put her under anesthesia to let her body rest and fight the infection, again diagnosed as pneumonia. For days, the family and their followers waited anxiously. Bear shared their collective relief when Ami was finally awakened and the breathing tube was removed, though she remained in the ICU. When she was released from the hospital after an 11-day ordeal, a video posted by Bear showed a tired but relieved Ami, flanked by her sons. Noah was there, joking that she still had that fresh hospital smell. In the video, Ami herself expressed relief to be free from the pokes and prods and blood withdrawals or IVs. It is this precarious health situation that forms the terrifying backdrop to Noah's allegations just months later. The claim that a woman who was fighting for her life in February was being supplied with methamphetamine in April is nothing short of horrifying. It transforms the narrative from a simple family squabble into a potential life-threatening emergency. Noah's stated fear that his mother's health was deteriorating was not an abstract concern. It was a plausible danger, given her recent severe hospitalization. The idyllic image of the Brown family wolf pack began to crack long before Noah's bombshell allegations. The passing of patriarch Billy Brown in February 2021 was a seismic event that did more than grieve the family. It removed their center of gravity. Billy was the undisputed leader, and his death from a seizure at age 68 left a power vacuum and seemed to unleash simmering tensions. Almost immediately, the family's carefully managed image began to fray. Legal troubles mounted, including a lawsuit from a former business partner for an alleged $500,000 in unpaid profits, plunging the family estate into a protracted legal battle. This legal scrutiny peeled back the curtain on the family's finances, revealing a much more complex world than their TV life. The siblings' unity also began to publicly disintegrate. Matt Brown, the eldest, had long been estranged due to his struggles with substance abuse. Bear Brown's relationship with Raven Adams became a public roller coaster of breakups and reconciliations. But the most significant fissure was the growing animosity between Noah and his youngest sister, Rain. As far back as August 2024, the conflict had escalated to the point where Noah and his then-wife, Rain Alicia, filed for a restraining order against Rain. The court petition was shocking, accusing the then 22-year-old of unlawful harassment, stalking, and a threat of violence including malicious and intentional threat or presence of firearm weapon. Noah even included a disturbing allegation from December 2023, claiming that when Ami complained of a migraine, Rain offered her cocaine. While the court ultimately denied the restraining order in December 2024 due to procedural errors and insufficient evidence, the filing laid bare the venomous nature of their relationship. Adding another layer of instability, Noah's own personal life was crumbling. In a January 2025 TikTok video, Noah and Rain announced their separation after 6 years of marriage. This backdrop of cascading crises, the death of a patriarch, legal battles, and marital collapse, paints a picture of a family under immense pressure. It was in this cauldron of turmoil that the most explosive allegations yet would emerge, as Noah's shocking allegations sent shockwaves through the fan base. Rain Brown didn't stay silent. She fired back on TikTok. In a series of raw and emotional videos, she vehemently denied every claim, painting her brother as a liar. "I'm absolutely fucking sick and absolutely fucking tired of people acting like my husband and I are a bunch of meth addicts," she declared. She directly addressed the most damaging claim, insisting, "Our mom is not doing fucking drugs. We're not on drugs." Rain framed Noah's actions not as a concerned plea, but as a malicious attack. "He is a terrible fucking person, and he lies about us for God knows what fucking reason," she stated. However, Rain's impassioned denials were complicated by her own legal storm. Shortly after Noah's welfare check on April 11, 2025, Rain and her husband Josiah Lorton were arrested in Okanogan County, Washington. The charges were serious: first-degree burglary and first-degree malicious mischief for both, with an additional charge of second-degree criminal trespassing for Rain. They spent 3 nights in jail before being released on their own recognizance. The details of the alleged crime, which emerged in subsequent reports, were staggering. The victim was reportedly Josiah's own uncle, who claimed his rental home had been burglarized with over $170,000 in cash, gold coins, rare wine, firearms, and other items stolen. Rain and Josiah have pleaded not guilty to all charges. Rain has suggested on social media that the accusations were lies spread by a former manager. The conflict then took an even darker turn. Amid the back and forth, Rain accused Noah of having sexually abused her when they were younger. She made the claims on TikTok, which prompted Noah to post a video of his own, categorically denying the allegation. "This allegation is completely false. I didn't do anything," he stated, suggesting his sister's motives were to destroy my life and get my kids taken away. This exchange of the gravest possible accusations marked a point of no return, a public airing of grievances so profound that any hope of reconciliation seemed to dissolve. In the whirlwind of accusations that has engulfed the Brown family, separating fact from rumor is a Herculean task. The drama has played out largely on social media, where allegations are often treated as truth. Let's begin with Noah's central claims during the welfare check. He alleged Ami was using methamphetamine and alcohol supplied by Rain and Josiah. It is a fact that a police report confirms Noah made these claims. However, the truth of those claims remains unproven. There have been no subsequent arrests or charges confirming that Ami Brown was using drugs, and Rain has furiously denied the allegations. Noah's own admission confirms he called for the welfare check. "Yes, I asked for a welfare check on her and Mom in order to make sure they were good," he stated publicly. The restraining order is also a matter of public record. Noah and his wife did file a petition against Rain in August 2024. That is a fact. It's also a fact that a Washington court denied the request in December 2024, citing that the petition lacked sufficient information and the allegations were too remote in time. The most serious and convoluted claims are those of abuse. In mid-2025, Rain took to TikTok to accuse Noah of abusing her when they were younger, later implying it was sexual abuse. Noah then responded on social media with a vehement denial. This exchange is a documented event in their public feud. However, beyond their conflicting statements, there is no external verifiable evidence like police reports or court cases to substantiate either side. Finally, the legal troubles of Rain and Josiah are factual. Booking records confirm they were arrested in April 2025 and charged with first-degree burglary, malicious mischief, and criminal trespassing. They have pleaded not guilty, and the case is ongoing. The arrests are a fact. Their guilt or innocence, however, has not been determined by a court of law. What this reveals is a family drama fueled by a mix of documented events and explosive, unproven allegations. Caught in the ferocious crossfire is the matriarch herself, Ami Brown. As Noah and Rain lobbed public accusations of drug abuse and manipulation, Ami's response has been one of conspicuous silence on the specific allegations. She has not issued a direct statement confirming or denying Noah's claims. Instead, her public persona has been a carefully curated picture of serene detachment. When followers flooded social media with questions, Ami's response was an Instagram post, a simple, peaceful photo of her and Rain together on a mountain. The caption read, "A wonderful day on the mountain with my beautiful daughter." This act was a powerful, if indirect, statement. By presenting a united front with Rain, the very daughter accused of enabling her, Ami seemed to be siding with her daughter without saying a word. This silence is open to interpretation. Is Ami a victim, isolated and controlled by Rain, as Noah alleged? Or is she a willing participant, siding with Rain against what she perceives as Noah's betrayal? A third, more tragic possibility is that Ami is simply an exhausted and heartbroken mother. After surviving cancer, losing her husband, and watching her family self-destruct, she may lack the strength to engage in the fight. One bizarre detail that emerged from court documents related to the welfare check was a claim Noah reportedly made to police that his mother and sister refer to Rain's husband Josiah as the next Messiah. If true, this detail adds an unsettling cult-like dimension to the family dynamic and could suggest a level of psychological influence over Ami. Ultimately, without a direct statement, Ami's true position remains the central mystery of this family tragedy. The public implosion of the Brown family has left a trail of wreckage. The brand they built over 14 seasons of Alaskan bush people, founded on family unity and resilience, now lies in tatters. The show itself has been off the air since 2022, and with the current state of warfare, any on-screen reunion seems impossible. The financial implications are also significant. Rain and Josiah face costly legal fees to defend themselves against serious burglary charges. Noah, in turn, has mentioned consulting with his own lawyers. The North Star Ranch in Washington, once a sanctuary, now seems more like a headquarters for a family at war. The personal toll is perhaps the most devastating. Noah's marriage to Rain has ended, a separation announced in the middle of his conflict with his sister. Bear Brown's own marriage has also been tumultuous. The grandchildren of Billy and Amy are being raised in a fractured clan. It's difficult to see a path toward reconciliation. The accusations leveled, meth abuse, theft, and especially sexual abuse, create wounds that may never heal. The family appears to have splintered into factions. Noah seems isolated. Rain and Josiah are on another side, defending themselves against criminal charges and firing back with their own devastating allegations. The other siblings, Bear, Bam Bam, Gabe, and Snowbird, have remained largely on the sidelines of this particular conflict. The central question remains: what is the true state of Amy Brown's health and well-being? Is she safe? Is she receiving the care she so desperately needs? The Brown family sold the world a dream of a simpler life. But the grim reality is a cautionary tale. The most dangerous wilderness can be the one that exists within a family. The wolf pack is scattered, its alpha is gone, and its members are now locked in a battle that threatens to leave no survivors. The Brown family saga is a complex and evolving story with more questions than answers. What do you believe is truly happening on the Brown family's mountain? Is Noah a desperate son trying to save his mother, or is there another side to this story? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. The story is far from over, and the consequences will ripple through the family for years. If you want to stay up to date, make sure to subscribe to our channel for all the latest updates. The story of the Brown family has morphed from an inspiring tale of survival into a tragic drama of self-destruction. The shocking allegations made by Noah Brown have set off a chain reaction of denials, legal troubles, and deeply disturbing counter-accusations. We are left with a series of undeniable facts and a vortex of unproven claims. It is a fact that Amy Brown has a fragile medical history, making any threat to her health incredibly serious. It is a fact that Noah Brown felt desperate enough to call the police on his own family and previously sought a restraining order. It is a fact that Rain Brown and her husband were arrested and face felony burglary charges. And it is a heartbreaking fact that this conflict has escalated to include unproven accusations of sexual abuse from both sides. Beyond these facts lies a murky truth that may never fully come to light. Is Amy Brown a victim, an enabler, or a heartbroken mother caught in the middle? Is Noah a savior or a slanderer? Is Rain a casualty of family dysfunction or a perpetrator of it? What was once a family that faced the world together has now turned inward. The legacy of Alaskan bush people is no longer just about living off the grid. It is now a sobering testament that the most dangerous wilderness can often be the one within a family. The image they presented to the world has been irrevocably broken. Thank you for watching.